Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Welcome back for one more hour, Primetime Local News, before we head into the weekend. I know we teased you about what my chin looks like, but we're not going to discuss that. Instead, we're going to go right into the newscast right away here, and a historic building is our lead local story.
Yes, a historical school has been demolished, and just seeing all the comments people have been sharing, their memories, I love seeing those kind of things, because a building can't last forever, but those memories, they obviously will last forever, so that's always so nice to see.
And so we'll have that coming up, as well as the reaction to the demolition in your question of the day. What are your favorite memories about Martin Brown School? You can still chime in on our social media accounts, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. For now, though, let's head out to Eric Bay, who was on location earlier at the Canadian Brewhouse.
Thanks, guys. Well, today we are spending our Friday here at the Brew House, and that is because they are having a first responders fundraiser here all throughout the evening. Now, those funds are going to a member of the Lloydminster RCMP who is kind of going through a tough time right now. So we're going to be talking about the circumstances that he is in and how you can help out a member of the Lloydminster community and one who does a lot of great work, especially in this community, as a member of the RCMP. But before we do get to all that, we are going to head back into the studio and have a look at your local news.
It's the end of an era as a historic school building is being demolished. Martin Brown School, a place that taught generations of students. Our Jasmine King has more on the memories certain members of the community had with the school.
This was a sad day when I heard the school was being torn down.
That was Betty Namier. She had worked at Martin Brown School for over 20 years, and to see her childhood school being torn down was a sad sight for her to see.
My memories are all wonderful of teaching at Martin Brown School. I went here as a child, and then I got 25 wonderful years of teaching here.
The building was reaching the end of its lifetime as it had been decommissioned. It was still a bittersweet day for those who had personal ties to the school.
Both of my kids went to Martin Brown School. We thought the facility and the environment was absolutely wonderful. The education just seemed like it was second to none. It's a shame to see it go down, but I do understand that progress is progress too.
Past teachers like Namier still remember the different generations of students she had taught at the school and all the fun times she had.
The wonderful community and the neighborhood and the great kids that we were able to teach at Martin Brown, and I taught under some wonderful principals and the staff relationships. I'm still teaching with a few of them at College Park School.
For those who live near the school, it will be a definite change of environment.
For 17 years, I was a block away. They used this property every day for the playground and the environment, and the school environment was really good. The teachers were, it was just a special place for them and for us as a family.
Although Namier now works at College Park School, she still has fond memories of the school.
We'd have our little Christmas concerts here and jam in way too many people. Todd Gustafson would roll his eyes and say, that's way too many in the school for a Christmas concert. But we'd be able to squeeze in all the parents and the kids, put on teeny tiny concerts here, but draw in a great big crowd for Christmas. And I would remember those. Those are special memories, Christmas concerts.
Jasmine King, Primetime Local News.
The Lloydminster Rescue Squad is welcoming a new, fuzzier employee to their team. Our Braden Chernichan has more.
George is a 10-week-old Newfoundland Poodle mix. Since George is still a puppy, Rescue Squad wants to make sure he's a good boy when out and about.
We want to make sure, number one, that he doesn't bite anyone. We don't want him jumping up on people. We don't want him barking at people or other dogs. We want him to be calm in a situation. If we go to a school or a classroom and you have kids yelling or clapping, we don't want the dog to be anxious. We want him to be calm and steady.
George will be making appearances all over the city, but for now he has to complete his training. Lloydminster Rescue Squad now has to deal with George's sudden rise to fame and to make sure that he can maintain business and pleasure.
We have to balance the dog's life between play, work, and socializing. So he's going to be a busy little boy. So we're going to expect a lot out of him.
George will also be working closely with the Lloydminster Sexual Assault Center, and for his first week, he already has a booking with one of the local schools. Braden Chernichan, Primetime Local News.
Going for a walk outside has presented a number of weather-related hurdles this year, and those will only continue in the coming weeks. This fall, however, Lloyd residents will have the opportunity to keep moving while indoors. Our Josh Ryan has more.
The Service Sports Center track was packed Thursday afternoon, a celebration of a 2-month sponsorship encouraging healthy living.
So anybody who lives in Lloydminster, who's visiting for the day, can come and walk and just promote a healthier lifestyle in this building and take advantage of the free opportunity while we have it.
From 2 to any age, seniors come and use our track. So it was just a way to reach a lot of people and also provide access for people that couldn't afford it, provide people that can afford it just to come and use the track more often and just to get active. We just really want to see people active, and it just helps people's well-beings.
The agreement is significant for both the city and Canadian Natural.
We're just happy to be in partnership with the Service Sports Center and the City of Lloydminster. It aligns with Canadian Natural's wanting to invest in the communities where we live and where we work.
It's also kicking off the Service Center's Walk Across Canada initiative.
You can walk your laps, track it in a binder downstairs, and we'll move your marker across Canada for the 2 months to see how far you've gotten. We've already had over 500 kilometers completed by people just tracking in only 12 days that this promotion has been on. So we're very pleased with that.
And this access could also provide an opportunity for people attending the facility who aren't initially there to exercise.
Hockey starts up again and soccer starts up again. If those parents just don't want to sit and watch, or visitors, they can come up and take advantage of this track while their child still might be in the field house below them.
Josh Ryan, Primetime Local News.
The Lloydminster RCMP have launched Project Scarecrow this week. There has been a few metal cutouts of a police officer with a radar gun placed throughout the city.
Areas that we've discovered that are high traffic, or people maybe aren't obeying the speed limit like they should, mainly playground zones and some other high traffic areas. We put Project Scarecrow or Officer Scarecrow in those areas to hopefully have people maybe take an extra pause, slow down a little bit, because maybe they're not sure it's an actual police officer.
There are a total of 5 cutouts and will be rotating around the city. If you see Officer Scarecrow, slow down, because it might not always be the cutout.
The first couple of weeks we'll see Mr. Scarecrow out there. He'll be out there patrolling the streets, and eventually there might be a real police officer with an actual laser sitting there.
Questions are being raised about whether or not there is photo radar attached to Officer Scarecrow, and the answer is this.
That's one of the passive ways we're tracking speed right now, and that's just more for data gathering, so we know what the high traffic areas are.
Constable Hagel would like to remind drivers that if you're going the speed limit, you have nothing to worry about. And now we're going to Eric Bay, who is on location today.
Once again, we are back here today at the Brew House, and we are talking about the first responder fundraiser they are holding here throughout the evening, and Emmy Kuiper joins me now. So first off, can you tell us a little bit about why you guys did want to put on this fundraiser?
I wanted to put something on. We have a first responder whose baby is actually quite ill, and they're in the stallery, and they've been there for over 3 weeks now, and it looks like they're going to be there for a while longer. He is obviously somebody who responds to the community needs. His wife also works with kids, and they're people who put other people before them. And since we obviously don't have a cure for cancer right now, it's, I think, the least that we could do. So that's the reason we wanted to put this on.
No, definitely a great cause for sure. Now you guys have a few different things going on here tonight, so can you tell us what people can come out here and check out?
Sure. So originally we did a steak night, which we sold out of 200 tickets within 5 days, which was amazing. And then I started reaching out to some people locally in our community for silent auction items. And I've had a lot of help from my partner Amy with this. And I think we started with 10 items, and now we're at 59 silent auction items, which will be going on all day today until about 9 p.m. and then we'll be shutting that down. So we have that people can bid on. We have a donation box that if you're not really interested in any of the items or you don't want to stay around to bid, you can just put some cash donations in there. And we also have a signature drink that the brew house is putting on called Red and Blue Dangle. And they, I believe, are $5.99 each, and $1 from each drink goes back to the family.
All right, thank you for this. We're going to have some more from back here again, talking the First Responders fundraiser. But before that, we are going to head back into the studio.
Things are still maintaining around the seasonal average for this time of the year, 17 degrees, so a little cooler than the past 2 hours, but again, right by that seasonal average. And unlike earlier where we were expecting maybe a little rainfall, there's actually a bit of sunlight peeking out in parts of the border city, although again, relatively overcast throughout the area. Your records, 29 degrees 2013 and -5 in 1993. Your wind has picked up a little bit again. We're back to 15 kilometers per hour coming out of the northwest. A few temperatures across Saskatchewan and Alberta. Prince Albert's at 18 degrees, 17 in Melfort and 20 in Saskatoon, so they're starting to cool down a little bit as well in that region. Meadow Lake at 20, North Battleford at 21 degrees, Jasper at 19 out on the west side of Alberta, 17 in Red Deer and 21 in Edmonton. Athabasca holding at 20 degrees, Cold Lake at 17. Your watches and warnings board clear for the evening and nothing to report, thank goodness, though that might change for the next couple of days. A few other areas in the region over the next 24 hours. North Battleford will drop down to 8 overnight but get back to 21 degrees tomorrow. Cold Lake will get back to their current temperature by 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Wainwright, 17 degrees, will have a high of 20 tomorrow. And Bonnyville, also sitting at 17 degrees, should get up to 18. And in Lloydminster, we're looking at a high of 19 degrees tomorrow afternoon, as well as a low of 9. Going forward as well, it's going to pop into the 20s on Sunday at 22 degrees, a low of 9 there, then 21 on Monday, a low of 10. A little bit more sunlight expected both Sunday and Monday before we have a few cooler days in the later portion of the week, which also have a stronger chance of rain. But again, right around this average for this time of the year at 17 degrees. We'll have more weather for you a little later on in the show.
Welcome back. A closer inspection of the apple crop in Nova Scotia's Annapolis Valley has revealed the damage caused by post-tropical storm Dorian is worse than first thought. One grower says her farm near Melbourne Square has lost up to half of its lucrative Honeycrisp apple crop. She also lost lots of apple trees. Last weekend, Dorian's hurricane-force winds snapped thousands of trees and pulled tons of fruit to the ground across the valley. Provincial Agriculture Minister Keith Caldwell says it is too soon to talk about compensation, though he noted the damage to the orchids was massive. And now we're going to take a look at your egg prices.
We're a part of less than 5% of Canadian auto body shops and Lloydminster's only locations with certified collision care recognition at City Centre Auto Body.
The AJHL regular season is kicking off tonight with your hometown Bobcats taking on the Sherwood Park Crusaders. Our Evan Kenny has more.
The Bobcats start their season with a little home-at-home action with the Sherwood Park Crusaders. The Lloydminster team will travel to the Edmonton suburb tonight and take on last year's North finalists. Coach Nigel Dubé is ready to go to work with this lineup.
You know, we plan on going with this group and finding a way through the thick and thin of it and build on it every day. And we're young, but we like it.
In the Bobcats' last preseason game, the team took on the Battleford North Stars, the SJHL's 2019 champion. The Lloyd squad should be prepared for the tough start tonight.
You know what, it didn't matter if we got Sherwood Park on the first week, the second week, or Spruce Grove. We're going to play them a lot, and you know, it's a good test for our guys.
Defenseman Riley Hogan will be traveling home for the season opener. The 2000-born Sherwood Park native was picked up 2 years ago from Bonnyville. This year, the veteran will have some extra weight on his shoulders.
You know, Hoagie's going to be a 3-year veteran on the back end for us with that experience, and he's got a personality that bleeds through the lineup too, and that's a big part of it. So
Dubé added a staggering 19 new players to the roster this year, with only 5 players returning from last season. So far, the team has had each other's backs.
I liked how we were there for each other, and we've preached brotherhood from day one, and to see guys stand up for each other and not have to fight all the time, but just have each other's backs the way that we did goes a long way with the family.
Tonight's game will mark the first time that defenseman Kyle Fulton and forward Cameron Aucoin will face their former team. Puck drop is at 7 o'clock tonight and tomorrow at the Civic Center at 7:30. Evan Kenny, Primetime Local Sports.
And now we're going to Eric Bay, who is on location today.
Once again, we are back here at the Brew House, where today we have been talking about the First Responders fundraiser that will be going on here, start today and going into the evening. And Eric Ponton joins me now. And now we did mention earlier the drinks that you guys do have here for the fundraiser as well. So can you tell us a little bit about these drinks?
Yes, so the Brew House was kind enough to say that they would do 2 drinks for us, 1 blue dango and 1 red dango, and $1 of each sell will go to the family that's in need right now.
And now, again, can you talk a little bit maybe more so about the event? I know obviously you're a member of the Lloydminster RCMP yourself, so kind of talk maybe about supporting one of your own, especially in a difficult time like this.
We heard the bad news about the family of one of our first responders a few weeks ago, and the community reached out to us as members and to the fire department, paramedics, Lloydminster bylaw, and a whole bunch of people in the community wanted to help out the family. So we're also doing a silent auction tonight. All the prizes are here. Bids are already started, and all the proceeds are all going to go to the family to help their kids in need.
Definitely a very important event for sure. Now, maybe I know you've been here for a little bit so far, so can you talk maybe what the response has been so like? I know the community reached out to you, but just the event itself as well, what the response has been like so far from the community?
So far, it's been great. Actually, I'm surprised the amount of bid we already had. We've been set up maybe for an hour and a half. There's already high bids on some of the items. People are walking in, looking at it, bidding, just to support, again, the family of the first responder and the community. The community of Lloydminster has always been good to the first responders here, and once again, they're proving it today.
All right, thank you for this. And once again, right here at the Brew House, going on until 9 o'clock tonight. Tons of stuff to check out here, helping raise money for a first responder in the community, including, as you see here, the drinks, $1 each, will go towards a first responder. So tonight you will be drinking for a good cause. But now we'll go back into the studio.
One more look at our next 24 hours. You can see a quick dip into the low 10s, and we'll get to single digits by 4 a.m., but we're right back into double digits by 7, so back into the basic average temperatures for this time of the year, maybe a couple of degrees higher at certain points of the day. Certainly our high will be higher than the seasonal average. However, the wind chill will play a slight role in how things feel outside. So while it could be a high of 19, it'll feel closer to 17 degrees with a couple of kilometers coming in largely from the northwest. Your next 24 hours look across Canada. You can see here a low pressure system will eventually make its way out from East BC. That development on the coast, though, is what you really want to pay attention to, because that will bring with it plenty of rain, and that could hit by Wednesday, Thursday, and be very, very wet indeed for this region, considering the amount of rain we've already had in September. Your National Weather Board 19 in Edmonton, so things starting to cool down a little bit over in that region. 18 in Vancouver, they're experiencing some rain, and 15 in Winnipeg, 21 in Toronto, Halifax at 10 degrees, and St. John's already down to 7. That is a cool region out on the coast, unfortunately, in St. John's. And we have 19 in Vegreville, 16 in both Vermilion and Wainwright, 20 in St. Paul and in Lac La Biche, 19 in Bonnyville, 17 in Provost. On the Sask side, 18 in Green Lake, 20 in Meadow Lake, St. Walburg, just a degree cooler at 19, 20 in both Maidstone and Mackland, and North Battleford sitting still at 21 degrees. So despite a cool down throughout most of the region, the Battlefords are remaining relatively warm despite plenty of overcast sky there. That'll start to clear up a little bit overnight as they get down to 8 degrees sometime around 5 a.m. Then 21 tomorrow. Some sun will peek out between the clouds, but it should be a largely overcast day. Wind out of the west, obviously looking a little calmer than those east-southeast winds that are coming in faster than 20 kilometers per hour. 17 in Cold Lake with a low of 8 expected overnight. Similar cloud conditions and Similar temperatures as well at 17. Wind coming out of the west-northwest now will eventually come out of the west-southwest tomorrow. And in Lloydminster, 17 degrees with northwesterly winds. That will shift into the west-northwest overnight, straight out of the west for tomorrow. And we're expecting some single-digit winds, so despite some gusts that could take the speeds a little higher, it should certainly be a little calmer than what we expected, so it'll feel a little warmer as a result. 19 the high for tomorrow. Some sun, mostly cloud in the border city. And now just a quick look at your 7-day forecast. 22 degrees on Sunday, 9 the low, 21 on Monday, then 18 Tuesday, 17 on Wednesday with a strong chance of precipitation, 20 on Thursday, 18 Friday, a chance of more rain despite some sunny periods. Fortunately, all of these at least around the average for this time of the year.
And now we're going to Eric Bay, who is on location today.
Once again, we are back here at the Brew House, and today we have been talking about their first responders fundraiser that will be going on here throughout the evening. And Emmy Kuiper joins me once again, and now we did talk those silent auction items. It has expanded here. So can you tell us what people do have to look forward to here tonight?
So the response has been wild for some of the things that we've gotten. We have a lot of local businesses that have reached out that I haven't even contacted who wanted to donate. We have other first responder groups. So we have Onion Lake RCMP who put a package together that includes like a tailgate Bluetooth speaker. We have Maidstone RCMP who put together 2 different baskets that you can bid on, both of them pirate themed. We have our own RCMP watches who have put together packages as well. There's an amazing one from the Lloydminster paramedic group that they have over $200 worth of gift cards for M&M Meats, and Diamond 7 who donated those to them. There's kind of something for everybody here. We have signed pictures from the Toronto Raptors. We have NHL paraphernalia that's also autographed. So I think no matter what you're looking for, you're going to find something that will be to your taste, whether it's a gift or for yourself, and all of the proceeds are going directly to the families, so it's going for a great cause as well.
Now you're talking there, obviously some great support so far. You did mention more than you had expected originally. Yeah. So what's it like to receive that support, that coming together, especially in somebody's time of need?
It's been overwhelming, and for me personally, I have a hard time, I guess, dealing with the emotional part of it. So, I've just been trying to focus on the event. It's something that I'm honestly astounded, and I'm very proud to be a part of this community and to know a lot of the people here tonight who are helping out, and a lot of people have reached out to me even without knowing the family, knowing the baby. They just wanted to help. So it really says a lot about where we live and the kind of people we have here.
And now just once again, real quick, if people do want to come here, check this out tonight, how can they do so and when do they have until?
So it's open to anybody, even if you don't have tickets to the steak night, you can come down and check out the silent auction. All we ask is that you put your name, your phone number, and your bid. The auction is open until 9 p.m. So if you want to come in at the last minute and make sure that your things have the bids that you want on them, it's open to everybody.
All right, thank you for this. We are going to have some more from back here at the Brew House again about the First Responders fundraiser, but before that, we are going to head back into the studio.
Our question of the day revolving around the demolition of Martin Brown School, obviously a historic building, 1958 is how long it's been around since. Tanya Earl, one of many commenters on Facebook, says her favorite memory was actually being part of the painting crew that did the Winnie the Pooh mural over at that school. I know many of the listeners probably know what that particular one is. Again, a bit sad, but it's also part of progress when you see how much Lloydminster has grown and how you have a number of large school facilities now to take in so many students.
Yeah, exactly. And, buildings can't last forever, but it's really awesome seeing all these comments because clearly this school made a huge impact on so many people throughout, their schooling. And that's awesome to see when you can pull so many great memories from just a building, from an atmosphere, and from the teachers, and just that whole school. It was just a building, but inside there's so many memories filled with it, which is awesome.
And you like to see, of course, the fact that in this demolition, while you have the bittersweet element of it, there are people remembering it, and that's brought to light the impact that it's had on the community since, all the memories, all the various pets and animals associated with it. Maybe some of these animals could be associated with those kind of memories as well. Titus first from Corinne.
Adorable dog, obviously enjoying some nice fun in the sandbox. Very cute.
Followed by Lily.
Gorgeous, fluffy dog, also enjoying some time in the sand. Very cute.
Mama cat's primed up.
Love the name. Such a gorgeous cat. I love the eyes, just so beautiful.
Oscar, less beautiful, but still majestic, I suppose.
Yes, rocking that crown and just so adorable.
And we'll end with Tiger.
Gorgeous, gorgeous cat.
Remember, you need the name and the pic for the gift card.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
In studio with me is the new head coach of the women's soccer and futsal programs, Laith Matlack. Welcome to Lloydminster. You are from Saskatoon originally, so it's not like you have no experience in the prairies, but you've spent most of your past few years in BC, so it's still, I guess, a bit of an adjustment.
For sure, definitely. I'm not looking forward to the winters.
No one who lives here is looking forward to the winters either. So really quickly, just give us your background in soccer, because you've played at the collegiate level yourself.
For sure, exactly. So I got a full ride to Quest University. It's in Squamish, BC. Played there 4 years. The last 2 years I was the captain of the school and was a good leader. I tore my ACL in my last year, and that kind of took a turn for the worst. And I was already like with the Whitecaps doing stuff with them, so they kind of just took me and started coaching, and that's how I started the coaching game, and now I'm here.
Okay. And what brought you specifically to Lloyd in terms of the opportunity?
So I was assistant coaching with Capilano Blues, Capilano University. That's in North Vancouver, BC. And I was doing that for multiple years, and I was really wanted a head coaching job. And you know, I needed to get close home to family too. My mother still lives in Saskatoon, and I've been away for 10 years. So when the opportunity came up, I guessed myself, second guessed a little bit. But after I met with Alan and Kevin, I was pretty confident. You know, the school seemed good, the facilities seemed good, and I was like, you know what, I'll take the opportunity, take the chance, close to home, and so I jumped on board.
And for sure you have obviously a closer drive than certainly you would have anywhere in BC.
Exactly.
And in terms of the opportunity, obviously, Kevin Wagner has run both soccer programs for several years now, so it's new territory having two new coaches. What have you made of the facility and the program so far?
For sure, no, Kevin's a really good guy, like has tons of experience, you know, in 9-10 years he's been doing both teams. Like that's impressive. That's a lot of work. The facility's great. Like I really like it, and the field is nice. I love the grass. It's could be better in some areas, you know, but I'm happy with it for now. It's got my first head coaching job, so I'm excited to get in it. I'm still super passionate about the game, and I want, you know, I just want the best for both programs.
And what's your philosophy as a coach? Are you sort of a very tactician type of coach, or are you sort of coach the basics and then sort of empower the players to kind of figure things as they go? Like, where would you style yourself?
I'm definitely a player's coach. You know, a player's first coach. I'm there for my players and take care of the players and make sure that they know their roles and responsibilities going forward. I have a great tactics side definitely that I love implementing on the team, but I'm player's coach first.
Okay. And are you a more aggressive coach in terms of you like to really attack the ball and put the pressure on other teams, or do you like to sort of control play and sort of be more meticulous about what you do?
For sure. I believe like defense wins championships. You know, defending starts in the back. Like if you can have a solid defense and a good build out, then your attack speaks for itself. So that's the way I believe about it. Again, I learned from various mentors in BC, and they that's how they saw the game, same way, like defense first. So.
Okay. And obviously with the Whitecaps, you get a lot of experience with high-level coaches.
Exactly. Like I did lots of work with the academy under Bart Schofer, and I also got some experience in residency levels and stuff. And exactly, you just take in so many different like mannerisms from these high-level coaches and their coaching backgrounds and methodologies. And again, like the amount of experience I got there is just can't even speak about it.
And obviously you'll get plenty of experience in the immediate future. It's similar, I guess you've obviously seen some sort of CCAA level soccer before.
Exactly, yeah. I was, again, Quest University was also in CCAA, right? I, again, played there 4 years, and then I coached 4 years, so I've been in the league for 8-9 years now. And again, I'm still a student of the game, so learning under Kevin, I hope, I lost to learn from Kevin. I want to learn from him too, and see where that takes me and what my next roads are for sure.
And obviously you have plenty of opportunities to learn over the next couple of weeks during the ACAC season.
Hey, it's Justin Marshall from Cool 101.3 in Bonnyville and Boom 95.3 in Cold Lake. And here's what's happening around the Lakeland. Well, coming up on Sunday, it's the Terry Fox Run here in Bonnyville, Alberta, 1 o'clock at Slewooda Pond. Evelyn Campo is the organizer, joins me now. I know you really look forward to this event each and every year, Evelyn.
Yes, I do. We really is an important event for us. And we really encourage a lot of people to come out and participate. You can bike, you can run, you can walk, rollerblade, whatever you tend to do.
You can get more information at facebook.com/cool1013. How'd you guys do last year, Evelyn?
Well, we did not too bad on the pledges, but the participation was down because the weather did not cooperate last year. So we're really hoping this year that we will have a nice day, so people will be more encouraged to come out and walk.
And Evelyn, why is Terry Fox so important to you in this organizing it for so many years?
Well, we lost our son to the same type of cancer that Terry Fox had. He was 18, and so that kind of has a soft spot in our heart for Terry Fox and all that he stood for.
Evelyn, I really appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
All right, if you have an event you would like to feature on What's Happening, shoot me an email, jmarshall@stingray.com.